Welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is January 29th, and that means day 29 of the 3DP 365 project. And on this episode, we're going to show you how we printed out this really cool can holder, so stick around. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 29 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, check out the description below. I put a facts section down at the bottom that'll give you all the details. But on today's episode, we printed out this very cool can holder. And we printed this using MakeShaper's Blue Filament as I continue testing the MakeShaper filament I got in as samples. When I was browsing around on Thingiverse for a very cool practical print, I came across this really cool can holder, and it comes in a couple of different versions. And of course, we printed out the blank version. And it also has an extra piece that comes with it that you can snap in to really secure the can. And of course, we printed ours using the all-new gMax 1.5 XT+. So let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where to download the model. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for the print. Then we'll fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back here at the workbench. Alright, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is the can handle by Tony G. And I'll put the link down in the description so you can download and print this yourself. And as you can see, this has been collected quite a few times and printed quite a few times. And of course, we've already printed ours too, and we've printed the blank version, just so you know. So let's head over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for the print. Okay, so here we are in Simplify 3D, and I've downloaded and printed the anchored blank version, and it has these really cool helper discs on the corner. And I've used these before in some of my prints. And I'll put a link down in the description where you can add your own helper discs to some of your prints. But let's check out my process settings. As you can see, we have the E3D hot end installed. For layer height, we did a 0.2 millimeter layer height with 3 top and 3 bottom solid layers and 3 perimeters. We also ran a brim by entering 0 in the skirt offset at 4 outlines. We ran this out at 20% infill with the triangular pattern. We didn't need any support for this print. For temperature, we have a 2-stage temperature system set up. For the first 2 layers, the temperature will be 201, and then on the 3rd layer, it'll kick up to 206. Under cooling, we have a 3-stage cooling setup. For the first 2 layers, the fan will be off completely. On the 3rd layer, it'll kick up to 60%, and then on the 6th layer, it'll kick up to 75. And under speed, we ran this out at 60 millimeters per second because I know my new gMax can handle it. So let's hit OK, and I'll hit Prepare to Print. We'll show you how it slices. And it's a super fast slice. So we'll play this so you can see how it prints. And as you can see, those little helper discs, they only print for 1 layer. And that's our triangular infill pattern. And let's finish this up. And of course, we already printed ours, so let's fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back at the workbench. Alright, so that was a cool little bit of time-lapse footage, and here is our finished print. And I'll put some close-ups in at the end like I always do. But I can tell you right now, the surface finish on this looks astounding. My new gMax 1.5 XT Plus with E3D all-metal hot end really did an awesome job of putting down the filament here. And this MakeShaper filament in the color blue looks really cool too. And it's a very functional print. But I did have one minor issue, and I'll show you. My very first layer did not bond very well and it delaminated. And I know that's my fault. I know my print head was just a little bit too close to the print surface. So I definitely have to reprint this again. But first, let's see if it works. I have my handy soda can here. Let's put it in and snap it on. And there you go. We have a practical print. So that worked out pretty good. And this is a very practical print. So you should definitely download and print this one yourself. Well, that about wraps it up for day 29 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you found this informative and interesting. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and join me again tomorrow for the very next episode of the 3DP 365 project. This turned out awesome, and I'm glad I printed it. This is a perfect example of practical 3D printing.